While drunk at her friend's party, my girlfriend told everyone I'd cheat if I knew I'd get away with it. But he's so clueless I might be already. Everyone laughed. I didn't. I just installed an app on her phone. 1 week later I sent her a screenshot of her messages and a notice that her stuff was on the curb. They say you never really know someone until you hear what they say about you when you're not around, or in my case when they don't realize you're in the next room. Kayla and I had been dating for almost 2 years. We met through mutual friends, moved in together after 8 months, and had what I thought was a solid relationship. She was smart, ambitious, worked as a marketing executive, and made me laugh. I'm in IT security, not the most glamorous job, but it pays well and I enjoy it. One thing about our relationship, we had an open device policy. We knew each other's passwords, used the same cloud account for convenience, and often used each other's phones if one was charging or closer at hand. It wasn't about monitoring each other, just practicality. I regularly helped maintain her devices, updating software and managing backup since tech wasn't her strong suit. Last month we attended a housewarming party at her friend Tina's new condo. Nice place, good food, flowing drinks. I knew most of the people there through Kayla, but wasn't particularly close with any of them. About 2 hours in, I stepped out onto the balcony to take a call from my brother. When I finished, I was heading back to the living room when I heard Kayla's voice coming from the kitchen. Seriously though, he's sweet but so boring sometimes. Same routine every day. Work, gym, dinner, TV, bed. I froze in the hallway. Kayla was talking to a group of her friends, their voices slightly slurred from multiple rounds of margaritas. I know I should have walked in right then, made my presence known. Instead I leaned against the wall just out of sight. Is the sex at least good? Someone asked. Kayla laughed. It's fine. Nothing like what I had with Derek, but he tries. Derek, her ex before me. The complicated one she claimed she was glad to be done with. So why are you still with him? Another voice asked. He's stable, reliable, good job, knows how to fix my laptop when it crashes. More laughter, then came the kicker. I'd cheat if I knew I'd get away with it, but he's so clueless I might be already. The group erupted in drunken laughter. Everyone except me. I stepped into the kitchen and the laughter died instantly. 6 pairs of eyes locked onto me, including Kayla's, which widened in horror. Car tease, I said flatly, holding out my hand. Kayla had driven us there, but she was in Northwest condition to drive back. Babe, I was just joking around, she stammered, reaching for my arm. You know how stupid I get when I'm drunk. I kept my hand extended, face expressionless. Tease. The ride home was silent. She tried to talk a few times, but my one-word answers made it clear conversation wasn't happening. By the time we got home she was crying, insisting she didn't mean any of it. That it was just drunk talk to impress her friends. I nodded, told her to drink some water, and suggested we talk in the morning when she was sober. She seemed relieved at the reprieve, quickly falling asleep while I lay awake replaying her words. Here's something you should know about me. I don't make decisions when I'm emotional. I gather information first. I analyze, then I act decisively. The next morning Kayla was hungover and apologetic. I acted like it wasn't a big deal, that I understood she was just showing off for her friends. I made her breakfast, brought her aspirin, played the understanding boyfriend. She was visibly relieved, probably thinking she'd dodged a bullet. That same afternoon while she was showering I checked our shared cloud account where her phone backups were stored. We'd set this up months ago so I could help her recover photos and messages when she accidentally deleted them, which happened surprisingly often. What I found in her message backups made my blood run cold. Turns out might be already wasn't hypothetical. Kayla was actively cheating with not one but 2 different guys. The first was her coworker Mike, a workplace flirtation that had evolved into hotel meetups during client meetings. The second, ironically, was Derek, the ex she supposedly was glad to be done with. I didn't need spyware or hidden apps. All the evidence was right there in our shared account that she'd apparently forgotten about. I downloaded everything. The explicit messages, photos they'd exchanged, even her location history from our family tracking app that showed her at hotels when she claimed to be working late. When she left her phone on the coffee table while making dinner that evening, I quickly checked her deleted messages folder as well, finding even more evidence she thought was gone forever. After a week of gathering evidence, I had everything I needed. I reviewed our rental agreement. We were on a month-to-month lease, and while both our names were on it, there was a clause allowing either tenant to terminate with 30 days notice. I contacted our landlord, explained the situation, keeping details vague, and arranged to take over the lease solely in my name. I then prepared a formal written notice for Kayla that she had 30 days to vacate. As required by state law, I waited for a day when Kayla mentioned she'd be working late. Code for meeting Mike at the Hyatt downtown according to her messages. I left work early and spent the afternoon carefully packing all her belongings into labeled boxes. I didn't damage anything or throw her stuff out. I simply organized everything neatly in the spare bedroom. I left the formal eviction notice prominently on the kitchen counter along with a check covering her half of the rent for the next 30 days so there could be no financial disputes. At 8:47 p.m. my phone rang. Kayla, why are all my things packed up? And what's this notice? Her voice was shrill with panic. Check your email, I said calmly, then hung up. I'd sent her a comprehensive file, screenshots of her conversations with both men, location history showing her real whereabouts, photos she'd exchanged with them, all obtained legally from our shared cloud account and backup services. The cover note was simple. Not so clueless after all. You have 30 days to find a new place as detailed in the formal notice. I'll be staying with a friend until the weekend to give you space to process this. The phone immediately rang again. I declined the call. Then again and again. Text messages flooded in. How did you get these messages? You went through my phone. Please just talk to me. I can explain everything. I responded with a single text. I didn't go through your phone. You've been backing up to our shared cloud account for over a year. The same one you asked me to set up so you wouldn't lose your photos. Everything I found was accessible through my legitimate account access. I'll be blocking your number now. Any communication should go through email only regarding move-out logistics. I then turned off my phone and went to my friend's place where I'd arranged to stay for a few days. When I turned my phone back on the next morning, there were 37 missed calls and over 50 text messages. I deleted them all without reading and blocked her number. The next day I woke up to pounding on my friend's door. Not Kayla, her friend Tina, the party host. What the hell is wrong with you? She demanded when I opened the door. Kayla is a mess. How did you get her private messages? I accessed our shared cloud account. The one I set up for her that contains backups of her phone. I didn't hack anything or install spyware. It was all information I had legal access to. But to go through her private conversations. Tell me, Tina, did you laugh when she joked about cheating on me at your party when she said I was clueless? Tina's righteous anger deflated slightly. She was drunk. People say stupid things when they're drunk and do stupid things when they're sober, apparently. Did she tell you about Mike or about hooking up with Derek again? The surprise on Tina's face told me that even her best friend didn't know the full extent of Kayla's extracurricular activities. I don't believe you, she said, but her voice lacked conviction. I pulled out my phone, opened the file, and showed her a particularly explicit exchange between Kayla and Derek from just 3 days earlier. Tina's eyes widened. I have hundreds more just like that. I said, now is there anything else you'd like to discuss or are we done here? Tina left without another word. Over the next few days the fallout spread through our social circle. Mutual friends called to ask what happened. I told them the unvarnished truth. Some thought my methods were extreme. Others admitted they'd probably have done the same. A few cut ties with me altogether, claiming I had violated Kayla's privacy. I didn't lose sleep over any of it. Kayla tried various approaches. First anger, then tears, then threats of legal action, which quickly evaporated when her own lawyer apparently explained that accessing a shared account I had legitimate credentials for wasn't illegal and that I'd followed proper eviction procedures. Finally, she tried apologies and pleas for another chance. I made a mistake, she emailed 2 weeks after the confrontation. People deserve second chances. Some mistakes can't be undone, I replied, and some people don't deserve second chances. It was the last message I ever sent her. Word eventually reached me that she'd moved to another city for a fresh start. I anonymously sent screenshots of the messages between Kayla and Mike to his wife. Nothing explicit, just enough evidence to show the nature of their relationship. I did the same for Derek's current girlfriend. I made sure to remove any content that could be considered intimate or explicit, keeping only the evidence of the affairs themselves. I don't know what happened with them. And frankly, I don't care. Their relationships weren't my concern. Cleaning up my own life was. Some people have asked if I regret my methods. The checking of our shared cloud account, the careful documentation, the formal eviction. My answer is simple. No. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Kayla showed me exactly who she was in that kitchen, and everything that followed merely confirmed it. I didn't create the situation. I just exposed it using information I had every right to access. As for the friends who thought I went too far, I don't miss them. Real friends don't expect you to tolerate disrespect and betrayal. The ones who stuck around understood that I didn't overreact. I finally reacted appropriately to what had likely been happening for months before I caught on. 6 months have passed since then. I've taken over the apartment lease, completely redecorated to remove reminders of our time together, and even started dating again casually and with a much better radar for insincerity. I've also changed all my passwords, created separate cloud accounts, and adopted a more careful approach to digital sharing, even in trusted relationships. My ex's friend Tina, of all people, reached out recently to apologize for her initial reaction and to see how I was doing. We grabbed coffee and she admitted that Kayla had shown similar patterns in previous relationships. I should have said something. She told me, but she's been my friend since college. And I guess I was loyal to her even when she didn't deserve it. Loyalty is good, I replied, but not when it's one-sided. People often mistake being calculating for being cold. They're not the same thing. I didn't expose Kayla's cheating because I wanted to hurt her, though I won't pretend I was sorry when it did. I did it because I refused to be played for a fool. I refused to be the clueless boyfriend who provides stability while his partner seeks excitement elsewhere. I refuse to be Plan B. There's a certain peace that comes with enforcing your boundaries decisively. No drawn-out arguments, no tearful reconciliations that reset the clock until the next betrayal. Just a clean break and a fresh start. Do I sometimes wonder if there could have been another way? A conversation, couples therapy, a second chance maybe for a one-time mistake confessed voluntarily. But for systematic deception maintained right up until discovery, no. Some bridges once burned should stay ash. The monitoring app was deleted the day after Kayla moved out. I've never been tempted to use something similar again. Not because I regret using it. I don't, but because I've learned to trust my instincts the first time. If I ever hear another partner joke about cheating on me, I won't need technology to confirm what I already know. It's time to walk away. In the end, I'm grateful for that moment in Tina's kitchen. Without it, I might still be with someone who saw me as convenient rather than valued. I might still be the clueless boyfriend, blissful in my ignorance. And while ignorance might be bliss, knowledge is power. I chose power. I always will.